Hello friends, welcome back to another 2 hours, 1 life tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to join an existing family. We'll go over some of the game etiquette, and we'll also talk about a few of the in-game settings. Here you can see me making paper for the wolf family. Let's get started. In the game's menu, there are a few different options that allow you to be born into a family that has other players currently playing. You could just be born into a random family, or you can look at the game stats in the Discord server and choose a family by typing in their name. We'll go over the spawn code options in the next video. Once you're ready, you can press play to begin your life. So now I've been born as a baby to the wolf family. It's a good idea to say H for hello to your mom when you're born, if you're planning on staying in the town. If you don't want to be born in this town for some reason, you can type /die in the text box. It's good game etiquette to die before your mom dresses you and names you. If you're hoping to be born into a certain town or family, you can type that family name back in the game's main menu and avoid dying many times. I think my in-game mom got a little bit lost, but it also gave me a chance to see some of the town. I'll skip forward a little bit. Now I'm zooming in and out using my middle mouse button, and that lets me see more of the town and what's around me. I'm also meeting someone new. It's like this is my grandma. She's saying hi to me. I can also type hi now, 2 letters, because I'm over the age of 2. And soon I'll be able to type 3 letters and then 4 and then just full sentences. I don't recommend trying to type out entire words while you're a baby. It's really hard for the other players to follow. Just wait until you're a little bit older. You can use the emotes while you're waiting. So I just typed /love, which made the little heart appear above my head. I also will use /happy, which makes the character smile. Grandma's asking me now what color I want to be dressed in, and I'll tell her black. And she'll help me get dressed, which will make my character not get hungry as quickly. And now I'm all dressed, and they're asking me if I'm new. I'm going to tell them no, but I really do recommend saying yes if you are new, because it'll kind of cue the other players into helping you out and looking out for you. It's not embarrassing to be new in this game. Other people like to know when they have a new player, just because they can help you out a little bit more. So feel free to say why or yes if you are new, or even if you're just sort of starting out and you've maybe played a few lives, but you're not very confident yet. Just say yes. So now that I'm 3 years old, I'm able to pick up items. Oh, there's another baby that is born, so I'm going to say hi to them. My mom's keeping busy today. My first thing is going to be taking care of the garden. It's a really good chance to eat a bunch of different foods, which helps that yum meter bonus build up. It's also a good way just to sort of help maintain the town, because the garden always needs work. You'll notice that the other baby is staying really still. Oh, and they just said F, and that means food. So there's a couple baby etiquette things that you can do. Not running off is one, since you can't feed yourself yet and you're dependent on the other players to feed you. And you can communicate that to them by saying F for food. And also just sort of trying to stay out of the other player's way. If there's somebody working or they're using tools, just sort of being mindful of that, especially when you're a baby and you can just sort of get in the way pretty easily. I'm just continuing sort of to take care of the garden, looking at the tomatoes right now, getting them all picked and planted. Oh, Grandma says, good job, so that makes me happy. It's nice to feel like I'm contributing to the town here, getting the garden all set up and watering these so they'll grow in the next few minutes or so and look nice and tidy. Picking a few more for the box. There we go. Now we're on to cucumbers. And I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here just so you can see some of the rest of the town and other ways that you can help out. Now I'm heading to the kitchen. Oh, here's an apple. I'll put that in my bag by picking it up and then pressing B for backpack. It's looking pretty stocked up here in the kitchen. There's lots of yum foods. There's lots of different things that are already made. So I'm actually going to help out just a little bit by buttering some bread just to make one more easy yum food that people can quickly eat. There we go. It's all buttered. I'm gonna just put it all the way on this shelf so that people can find it easily and get something else going. Now I found a horse and a wagon that no one was using, so I'm going to stock up the wood and the kindling all around the farm. The kitchen and the forge especially go through a lot of wood, so restocking these items is a really good way to be helpful. So I don't even need to chop down any trees. I can just find wood that's already sitting around, fill up my wagon, and then run it back to the kitchen and put it in the wood storage there. Another thing I'll mention here is that after your character has turned 14 years old, you're able to have babies. If that's something you do not want, you can go infertile by typing in the text box, no BB, which will turn that off. It's a good idea to turn off babies if you're using a horse, for example, because you can't carry the baby and ride the horse at the same time. It's especially a good idea if you're planning on leaving the town to go exploring, because you'll have to run a baby all the way back to town if you do have a baby while you're in the wilderness. You can also turn the fertility back on again by typing yes BB at any time. Here I am at the forge, and I'm going to stock up the kindling. Unfortunately, I don't see an axe anywhere, so I'm going to type /find axe in my search bar, and you'll see the axes up in these toolboxes actually start jumping to get my attention, so there's lots here. I can clear the search by typing just /find, which makes it search for nothing again, and the axes stop jumping around. Now I'm going to head out into the swamp, which is this bluish, brownish area, and collect up some clay, which I'll use to make bowls. But as I go, I'll talk a bit about the different biomes. So the swamp area is the bluish gray, and in that you'll find this prairie, which is yellow. Here I am gathering the clay into my cart. So in the prairie, you'll find some wild food. You'll find the wild carrots, which you need a sharp stone to eat. You'll also find grapes, which you don't need anything to eat, just your hand. So that can be a good spot to find some wild food if you find that you're hungry when you're out exploring. So I walked my clay all the way back to town, and I'm going to start setting it up so that I can put some bowls into the kiln. So the first thing you do is take the clay out and then use a round stone to turn them into bowls. Now all the bowls are in the kiln. I'll add a piece of kindling, and I'm going to start up the fire here with some kindling and some tinder, if I can find the fire starter, the flint. And I don't see it. It's in the stocking. So there we go. Light up the fire, and then I'll grab a shaft here, which lets me transfer the fire from the fireplace into the kiln, close the door, and now I just wait for the bowls to finish curing. I went back out and got more clay so that I could make another set of bowls. And if you wanted to make plates, you would just click them a second time, which would make a plate, and if you clicked a third time, it makes it back into clay. So now I can clear some space here so I can empty out my finished bowls, and then load in my new set. And I'll cook them the exact same way. Now I've gone ahead and jumped forward a little bit here. So I actually put a lot of the bowls I made onto these shelves, the honey processing area. Right now what I'm doing is putting the honeycomb that's been cut from the hives just straight into the bowls, which are already on the shelf. Just sort of an efficient way to process a lot of honey. Somebody's already gone through ahead of me and cut a lot of these honeycombs out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them all into all of these bowls. And now that I've filled all the bowls, with this round stone, I can crush each individual honeycomb in every single bowl. Now that that's done, if I pick up a bowl of honeycomb, I can pour it into the bowl with the cloth and then dump out the dirty wax and then remove the cloth and put it in the empty bowl. And if I just continue that, I can process every bit of honey that's on these shelves. I like to process honey in the more established towns It's a pretty useful tool. If you want to plant trees, you need honey. If you want to plant flowers, honey is required. And it's also an ingredient in honey bunny pie. The other use for honey is to bait the silk farm. Here, these ones already have honey on them, so I won't need to add any right now. Jumping ahead again, we'll talk a bit about the other biomes. So here is a grasslands biome. You'll find a lot of food here. There's burdock, which you'll need a sharp stone for. You'll also find wild onion, wild garlic, and beet, which you'll need another sharp stone for. This gray area is called the Badlands. In it, you'll find snow biomes, which I'm going through right now. You'll also find desert biomes. Snow biomes do not have any food in them. Desert biomes do have coconuts, but they're pretty hard to eat. And you'll also find jungle biomes, which have bananas and wild peppers. So here I'm going to take my horse back to the parking lot for horses. You'll see the little talking stone that pops up there. Tells a bit of what they expect in the town. So it's nice to sort of follow the rules of the town that you're playing in. I'm also going to return my backpack and all my clothing just here to this clothing area. This is where my mom dressed me when I first started playing. You can see everything's labeled. They're trying to keep a little bit of order in this town, so I'm going to try and follow along with that. Oops. And so you can see that the other players see me getting undressed and they kind of realize that I'm going to sign off. So I'm just saying bye to them and letting them know that that's what I'm up to. And then it's nice not to die there, for example, in the middle of the garden. I'm just going to run myself up. I had seen this cemetery up here. So I'll just run up and find an empty spot, and then I'll type /die. And that's the end of my game. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more tutorials like this, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. In the comments, let me know something new that you learned or what you'd like to see in the next one. If you have a great tip that I missed, please share that below too. Thanks!